Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your primetime news bulletin. I'm Shayan Silva.
I'm Sonali Wanigababige. We start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
3 death row inmates commence a hunger strike at the Bogambara prison. The deputy mayor of Moratuwa remanded on suspicion of his involvement in the killing of a monk. The president says the country needs graduates with correct concepts of morality. And freshwater ecosystems at risk from scavengers.
Now on to the stories in detail. 3 death row inmates of the Bogambara prison staged a demonstration today, climbing atop the roof of the prison complex. The superintendent of the Bogambara prison, Tissa Jayasinghe, has said that the prisoners are urging the authorities to either execute or release them.
The 3 death row inmates commenced their demonstration atop the Bogambara prison roof this morning. The superintendent of the Bogambara prison, Tissa Jayasinghe, said the 3 inmates were sentenced to death after being found guilty on charges of murder. He added that they do not have the necessary legal provisions to execute or invalidate the prison sentences as per their demands. Jayasinghe added that the inmates can only be released through a presidential decree.
The deputy mayor of Moratuwa, who was arrested for his alleged involvement in the killing of the chief incumbent of the Egoda Uyana Sundopanananda Vihare, was remanded until the 14th of this month. The deputy mayor of Moratuwa was arrested last evening by the Colombo Crimes Division.
The deputy mayor of Moratuwa, Sajid Pushpakumara, was interrogated subsequent to his arrest and was produced before the Moratuwa magistrate this evening. The magistrate also ordered that the suspect be included in an identification parade. Meanwhile, the mortal remains of the late Venerable Matigahatanne Vimalawansa Thera, who was the chief incumbent of the Egoda Uyana Sundopanananda Vihare, were brought to the Vihare this morning. Usually villagers visit this vihare for religious purposes. However, they have gathered here today to pay their last respects to the late chief incumbent. Venerable Matigahatanne Vimalawansa Thera was killed on Sunday night. Eyewitnesses say that the killing took place when the Thera was returning from the Moratuwa police station, where he had lodged a complaint. The police suspect that the killing may be the result of a long-standing land dispute. Houses have been constructed on the land belonging to the temple. Disputes arise because of that land. We told the monk about this problem. The monk was ready to give it to them, but a dispute arose regarding the matter. Other monks at the Vihare said that the land in question was purchased by the late chief incumbent a few years ago with his own money. They added that the late chief incumbent had constructed a Vihare on the land and had later developed it. I am sad that there are politicians who bring disrepute to the village by obtaining the lands of the temple for political gain, to build houses expecting votes. The monks said that they have lodged complaints with the police on several occasions regarding the threats faced by them. The Sasana has lost a very important monk because convicts and those who are out on bail have been made organizers and are engaging in politics. Several hours after the incident, the bodies of 2 persons suspected of involvement in the killing of the chief incumbent were found in Bandaragama. The post-mortem examinations took place at the Kalutara General Hospital. The relatives of the victim said that they were residing on the land in question for an extended period. The homes of the suspects, located on the land close to the Vihare, were destroyed by an unidentified group. Security in the area has been beefed up in the aftermath of the killings. The final rites for the late Matigahatanne Vimalawansa Thera will be performed on Thursday. Several incidents of crime reported where public representatives from local government institutions have been involved. A foreign tourist is killed at a holiday resort. Chairman of the Tangol Pradeshia Sabha arrested. Abuse of a 14-year-old girl. A UPFA councillor is arrested. An underage girl is raped. Charges levelled at the chairman of the Akurasa Pradeshia Sabha. A manager of the Pradeshia Sabha is assaulted. Chairman of the Karuwalagaswayo Pradeshia Sabha arrested. A mother and daughter killed in Kahawatha. Charges levelled at a local politician. A man is killed. A government councillor from Waligahapola is arrested. Rambutan traders assaulted. A UPFA councillor from Kandy arrested. The latest incident. The deputy mayor of Moratuwa is arrested in connection with the killing of a monk. Why is it that local politicians committing crimes with impunity cannot be brought under control?
President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the government's objective is to ensure that universities produce well-rounded graduates who could find employment anywhere in the world. The president expressed this view at a function held at the Eastern University today.
The event was held to declare open a new building for the Zoology Division of the Science Faculty and the refurbished auditorium of the Eastern University. The building was constructed at a cost of 199 million rupees. A sum of 1 million rupees was spent on the renovation work of the Nallaya Auditorium at the university.
මේ ප්‍රදේශයේ නැගෙනහිර ප්‍රදේශයේම දුප්පත්කම ආමම කිරීම ස්වාභාවික සම්පත් වලින් උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජන ගැනීම.
Infrastructure alone cannot provide the support that is needed to minimize poverty in the East, to make maximum use of natural resources, to enhance the education and skills of the youth, to develop agriculture, fisheries and other industries, to conduct research, to provide the managers and professionals needed for this, and to create artists and creative teachers in this area for all these fields. We need knowledgeable teachers for this. We need a tutorial staff.
කාර්ය මණ්ඩලය වුණා. ඒකට සූදානම් වෙච්ච
Following the event, the president also inquired into the demands of the undergraduates.
Leader of the Democratic National Alliance, former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca, pledged to rescue the people from oppression. He expressed this view while attending a religious event in Mawatagama yesterday.
A Bodhi Puja to invoke blessings on war heroes was held at the Bodhi Rukkarama Viharya in Ilukevala, Mawatagama yesterday, concurrent to the 65th Independence Day. A group of parliamentarians also participated at this event. In some instances, when I think about whether the people of this country have freedom in its true meaning, I am saddened. What we expect from freedom is not only giving the people a country free of force. As I pledged during the war that I would not leave a war for the next army commander, I once again pledge at this Viharya in front of the people before this Botri that I will free the people from the harassment and oppression they have to undergo from corrupt politicians. Sarath Fonseca also expressed these views regarding future elections. There are reports that the Northwest will become a political battlefield in the future. There are reports that the provincial council election will be held. At that instance, in accordance with the first promise we made to the people there, we will commence a new political journey in the Northwest, together with these fearless MPs and these honourable politicians.
The United National Party convened a media briefing in Colombo today.
ජනාධිපතිතුමා නිදහස් දින උත්සවයේදී සඳහන් කෙරුවා නිදහස ආරක්ෂා කිරීමට විපක්ෂයට වගකීමක් තිබෙනවායි කියලා.
At the Independence Day celebrations, the president said that the opposition has a responsibility to protect freedom. Who is neglecting this responsibility? Although they speak about this on stage on Independence Day, it is pointless if words are not put into action. The 18th Amendment to the Constitution is the act which compromised fundamental freedoms in this country. Therefore, we say that it would be better if the 18th Amendment was nullified and the 17th Amendment brought back. Implement the 13th Amendment in full. What freedom are they talking about while caging the provisions of that amendment? What this government has done through this cabinet is attempt to balance out various problems. We know that the former Chief Minister of the North Central Province was extremely disappointed about not getting the position of Chief Minister. However, his son has been given a ministerial portfolio. On the other hand, the Western Province Minister of Fisheries is in Negombo. There's a major conflict between the organizer and the MP from that area. Now this has been aggravated by giving the position of Deputy Minister of Fisheries to that MP. Because now there is a Minister for Sugar, at the next cabinet meeting a minister should be appointed for gunnies. Because when sugar is being produced, you need gunnies. The government is deceiving the people.
ටෙලිනාට්‍ය ආණ්ඩුවක් බවට පත්වෙමින් තමයි මේ ආණ්ඩුව තියෙන්නේ කියන එක මම මතක් කරන්න කැමතියි.
அண்மை காலங்களில் GL Peiris எங்களுடைய அமைச்சர்
Minister G.L. Peiris went to India and met with the Indian Prime Minister and other politicians and discussed about the devolution of power beyond the 13th Amendment. However, senior figures in the government like Minister Vimal Weerawansa are shouting that this provincial council level should be abolished for good. The government should tell us what they intend to do for the provincial council system in the future. I would also like to ask, why are they still unable to provide a solution to the issues faced by the minorities?
தீர்வை இன்னமும் கொடுக்காமல் இருப்பது ஏன் என்று இந்த இடத்தில் நான் கேட்டுக்கொள்ள விரும்புகின்றேன்.
In the meantime, 3 Indian fishermen were rescued from their stricken vessel in international waters off the coast of Negombo by a group of local fishermen. The police media unit says the 3 Indian fishermen have been hospitalized.
A group of Sri Lankan fishermen had encountered the stricken vessel 2 days ago. One of the fishermen on board the ill-fated vessel had already died. The Sri Lankan trawler Randika Puta 4 made at the Negombo Fisheries Harbour at dawn today, carrying the 3 surviving Indian fishermen. While returning to port, we saw a flag being waved about 500 meters away from us. When we went closer, we saw this group standing, clinging onto the sails. One of them was already lost. We brought back the 3 survivors. One of the Indian fishermen expressed these views to us regarding their ordeal. We were caught in a storm at sea. Our boat capsized and our lives were in danger. There were 4 of us. The eldest in our group died. The Sri Lankan boat rescued the 3 of us. Meanwhile, steps have been taken to notify the relevant nations regarding the group of foreign nationals who were rescued from a vessel off the east coast of the country. The Director General of the Public Communications Unit of the Ministry of External Affairs, Rodney Pereira, says the Sri Lankan embassies in the relevant nations have already been notified. 137 Bangladeshi and Myanmarese nationals were rescued from aboard the stricken vessel by the Navy on Sunday. The group was placed in remand custody until the 8th of this month, subsequent to being produced before the Akkaripattu magistrate.
The government commenced the purchase of paddy at the government stipulated price today. The Ministry of Cooperatives and Internal Trade says paddy will be purchased at the increased stipulated price set by the budget.
In past harvest seasons, the government purchased paddy at the stipulated price of 28 rupees per kilogram of nadu and 30 rupees per kilogram of samba. The government decided through the 2013 budget to increase the stipulated price for nadu to 32 rupees and for samba to 35 rupees. The purchasing of paddy from the Maha harvest season commenced in the Ampara district today. Officials at the Akkaripattu storage facility, which comes under the purview of the Paddy Marketing Board, prepared to purchase paddy today. However, as of this afternoon, no stocks have been brought to the storage facility. However, our reporters say that preparations have been made to purchase 2,000 kilograms of paddy from each farmer. All stocks of paddy at the Puttuville storage facility belonging to the Paddy Marketing Board were discarded to make way for new stock. This footage was captured at the Adalacheni storage facility of the Paddy Marketing Board. In spite of the fact that the Paddy Marketing Board had informed farmers that they would commence purchasing paddy today, the storage facility was closed. Our reporter says that paddy purchased from past harvests are being stored at this facility.